for the president candidate. Yeah. So can I have two candidates to vote? For the audience, just remember, if you have any questions, please go to the QR and post a question. So first, we will have the question for our panel.
Panel, right? Camera.
I just read from the audience, someone posed a question which I think interesting. What will you do if you do not have a strong EXCO team? So in big setup, you need to have a strong EXCO team before you proceed to do anything else, right? So what happens if you do not have a strong one, and what do you find a strong EXCO team? And how would you go about building it? Because it's not coming out nowhere, right? So which is the short answer, and maybe they can contribute.
First, I want to define a strong EXCO team. A strong EXCO team is not like a strong EXCO team happens when everybody knows each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we can utilize their strength, and other people can cover their weaknesses for them. And for Chao Vietnam, I think a strong EXCO team means we understand each other and everybody is passionate about serving Chao Vietnam members. Yeah. And if I don't having a strong EXCO team in my first role, so I will try different ways to have it. But if I don't have it, I think it's not possible. I think I will have it one way or another, short term, long term. But in the end, I will have a strong EXCO team.
How long is long? Until the end of the long?
No, I think like after the first semester, from now until December. Yeah, it's fine.
You're saying that somehow you're going to figure out what they are strong and what they are weak at, and then you're gonna do it together.
Okay. I believe that everyone have different opinions. Everyone is different to each other in one way or another. So when we work on something, definitely there will be conflicting ideas. But I think a strong EXCO team will be built by expressing our ideas, expressing and appreciate that there are people having different ideas from us and build on it. Because the more you talk, the more you realize that there are people thinking different from you. For example, if someone directly comes from Vietnam to working with someone from a JC background, we will definitely think differently because we have different high school background. And it helps because we are not serving only JC student kids, but also direct student, bridging students, and other people having different ideas from us. So I think that a strong EXCO team is just built by being open, be able to understand each other. Yeah.
Let me clarify the question. The question here: what do you do if you don't have a strong EXCO team?
Yeah. So I believe that a strong EXCO team is a team where everyone is open to each other. Not necessarily be about skills or ideas or whatever. As long as you are open to idea, I think that is a strong EXCO team. And what I would do if my team are not open about it is I will just talk to them and to appreciate why they are unwilling to accept these differences and find and to explain the rationale behind why other people think of this way and you do not, and explaining to the rest the rationale behind it.
And I want to add on, like I don't think a team cannot be strong. Just like the question, what if you don't have a strong EXCO team? But I believe that every team after time of bondings and understanding each other and being open-minded, they will become stronger slowly in one way or another.
The next question comes from me. So I just want to ask, what is your personal take on opening up Chao Vietnam? Because it's something that has been talked about for quite a while. It started after my batch, and I believe that after 2 years, right? I mean, the situation now is still more or less the same. And ICON, I believe, is trying to do something about it as well. So I want to find out what is your personal take on opening up Chao Vietnam, and how do you define an open Chao Vietnam?
Anyone?
Okay, I start first. If from my point of view, I will still keep Chao Vietnam as an event-based club for Singaporean people and international students. Because why? I want to talk about the Connect China and Korean CCA first. Why they are like they can open up to international and SMU students and have so many members, because first for Connect China, they Singaporean people, they do speak Chinese, so when they go for meetings, they can easily connect to all the Chinese people, friends. And for Korean club, because the Korean culture is so rich and like manga and everything, that a lot of people are passionate about it. So it's like they share the same interest, like so many people share the same interest, so it's very easy for them to connect. But what is Chao Vietnam? Chao Vietnam is 100 Vietnamese people coming together. And what if we open to Singaporean and international students during meetings? When they come here, they cannot speak Vietnamese. We don't fulfill any purpose. We don't even connect Vietnamese people together, and it's not easy to connect like people from SMU and Vietnamese together. So yeah, I think I still keep it as an event-based club to SMU community. And yeah.
Okay. Actually, I have talked to a few icon people about opening up Chao Vietnam and the problems and the pros and cons. So if you look at other clubs who have opened up, they have a problem with their community. They are not bonded. That's why Chao Vietnam is also one of the most bonded community in SMU. They're not bonded. So what I thought about, how should we open up to the extent that we keep our community tied together. And I think that the previous exco had done a really good job about it, because we have opened up by having Vietnamese cooking classes, by having football, the football cup, and also we have business and culture trip, so that other people can have a sense of the of Vietnam. So I believe that in the year to come, we should continue in that direction, but we do not have to open up totally by accepting everyone, all the other people from other nationalities to join us because they want to appreciate the Vietnamese culture. But we can have events, like for example our barbecue, we can open up for Singaporean as well. So you can bring your friend, like go with your Vietnamese friend or something like that, so that we have more people can understand about Vietnamese culture, or even the welfare, we can also invite our friends to come as well. Yeah, that's it.
So in the event that both of you get into the new exco and become the president, so what position would you like the other person to be in the exco? Should both of you get into the new exco, and why?
For me, I think Linh can do a good job as vice president for internal side, because everything she talked about just now, and yeah, was about bonding people inside the club and find a common ground for everyone. So I think she will do a good job.
To expand more on the main question just now, because when we are trying to open and keeping Vietnamese Chao Vietnam close, there's a fine balance between opening up and compromising your own members' welfare. So that's the main issue with trying opening up Chao Vietnam. So let's say what Lin said is, we want to invite Singaporeans friends to our welfare or our barbecue, which traditionally have been an internal event just for Chao Vietnam members exclusively, and we believe strongly in that in the vision of yours that we should invite Singaporean members to join, for example, but it doesn't gain much favor with Chao Vietnam members, because after all it's compromising on their benefits. Would you still push through that, or despite it's not something that everyone will favor, or how will you mitigate this or communicate better with your members in this situation?
that there must be, of course, there must be a balance for both, and there are events where we should only cater to Vietnamese. Like so, let's say if we cater the barbecue to the Vietnamese, I think for the welfare we can invite. Not say we openly ask everyone, but we can start slowly by asking our members to bring along one of your Singaporean friends to come. And because during our final welfare, most of the time we have Vietnamese food, and I think that is a good exposure for the people, to the Singaporean, non-Singaporean, international students, to get a different taste of our cuisine and our culture, and how we together we live as a community and we bond. Yeah.
Is this open to both candidates?
Yeah.
But I have a different view with Lake. We have a set of events, and each event serve a certain purpose. Like for example, the barbecue is for the freshmen and seniors to bond together. It's really uncomfortable and awkward for Singaporean friends to come because it doesn't serve any purpose, and we should not compromise the main purpose by our another purpose. And since we have so many other events like cooking class, maybe Vietnam language class, is where the Singaporean come and learn more about Vietnam. So why not we just separate? We don't need to push it. Yeah.
Firstly, thank Moss, can I ask one?
Okay. Yeah, I heard a lot about your reasons for running, but I haven't heard any of you talking about your strength. So what are the qualities that make you worthy of the presidential position and worthy to be inside the president? You can get that.
Okay, let me start first. First, my strength. The first one is being open-minded. Yeah. Because since we have to work with a ESCO team, then rather we have to work with the whole Vietnamese community, and we have a lot of different ideas. So to be a good leader, I think the leader must be an open-minded person, and I'm open to all the new ideas and to discuss what the pros and cons for the idea. That's my first strength. The second strength is I'm a responsible person. What do we mean by responsible? Because I'm a year one student. A lot of people may doubt my capability to be a leader of this club because I don't have much experience. But I think I take it as a strength because being responsible for me is like year one, you go and approach all the seniors to learn how to handle all the situations, all the events in the future. So because I'm responsible, so I will take the initiative to learn from my seniors and do better job than them. Yeah. And it's fun.
Okay. To be honest, I normally do not. I feel like sometimes when you ask about strength, it's like you're trying to praise yourself, and normally I do not really talk about it. So what I think the qualities that may qualify me for this position is because first I have a very strong belief, and most of the time I fight for my belief. So for example, during Icon Camp, and I was the program director for the games in Icon Camp, and I believe that games in camp should be fun, but for other people they believe that games in Icon Camp is supposed to be a chill camp. We shouldn't really play that rough games, and in the end we reached a compromise whereby the games are at first I wanted water games, and after that I do understand that some people might be uncomfortable with water, so we do reach a compromise that we put up more of an experiment of what a little bit more rough game, but we work out a very detailed safety procedure, what to do when things happen. Like for example, this is balloon stepping games that a lot of people scared that some people might be too aggressive and might step on each other people's ankle. So we decided to leave the string a little bit longer so that you don't step on it, that kind of thing. And I really want to fight for it because that's what makes camps fun. people go to camp to play games, and yeah, that's why I think my strong belief in what I do and my passion to fight for it really helped me to be a better leader in a sense. Yeah. Then secondly is I believe that I'm a very fun-loving person. Yeah, and I think being in the position of president, you need to be you need to open up, you need to be fun-loving, to make your members, not just members, but EXCO members, to enjoy what they are doing, to know that it is fun to serve the people in your club, and for the people to know that, hey, it's fun to join the Child Vietnam community. It's not just something that, oh, you just go there to eat or things like that. It's fun to belong to this community. Yeah. Thank you.
Right, add on last point. Okay, because my whole speech is about being selfless. I mean, like, being the leader of a community is being selfless and put others before myself. So I think being selfless is one of my beliefs and my convictions. Yeah. That's why I want to infuse it into my EXCO member, and from that infuse to all the members of Child Vietnam and turn it into a united family.
Okay, last one. Okay, thank you so much for taking the initiative and come up here and run for president to serve the Child Vietnam. We need a lot of people like you. So first of all, I thank you. For me, it's not really a question, it's rather a clarification with your slide. So firstly, for Vinh, I understand that you want to build a selfless EXCO, but you must know that among all your EXCO members, if you as a president, you need to give up a lot, you need to be very responsible. But what happened to the EXCO member when they have so many other external commitments? So at a point of time, there's a lot of activity and there's a lot of event going on. There needs to be balance to strike between your Child Vietnam commitment and your EXCO member other commitment. So there should be a balance to strike that you can't be a selfless EXCO, because you need to serve yourself first, because you need to serve others. Then for the camp, I really want to applaud your idea for the camp. I would not camp for your EXCO member, because I really want to do that during my EXCO. Funding is not a problem. I mean, funding is really an issue for an EXCO camp. And I would like you to go for this idea if you really be elected as a president. Organizing an event, you said that you need to know what is the event really for. But do you know what's the hardest for any event organization, especially Child Vietnam event? You know what's the hardest issue? Or maybe one of the difficult issues is attracting the participant. We do, as an EXCO member, know that what we really want to get out of this event, but the person may not think so. And during the operation and during the process to carry it out, it doesn't really achieve that event. So actually, in organizing an event, we all know what we want to get out of the event, but really, it's really important to know how to attract the participant. Next one, you want to build a family-oriented EXCO and family member. It's good. Go ahead with that. But do have a balance between a family and between, as Linh said, what is SMU run in the SMU, like our external event. Yes. So that's for your Vinh slide. Then for Linh, do you know, I agree with you, SMU community, one of the most bonded community in SMU among all the icon clubs. I do verify with my external and international friends. But do you know the Mooncake event we did organize in EXCO 6? We did organize that. So as a special occasion, we also did organize that, but I don't think, yeah, but it didn't last because once again, participation and the effectiveness of the event, whether it's really necessary or not, because we don't have all the power. Booking SR, we always do that for every single sem, for every single years. It's just not starting from my year, I start to reduce it. Why? Because it's not really effective. I book a lot of SR, but no one comes. Only me comes, so I have the whole SR for myself. So you need to measure the effectiveness of the event and the whole initiative, or maybe you want to improve the whole initiative or something. Internal, I'm not really clear on what you want to do as internal. Like, you want to do internal branding among the community, or what kind of internal branding? Yeah, so that part I'm not really clear. But later you can elaborate more on something. Yeah, that's all my part for two of you. So, do you have time for questions? Or no? Okay. for me. Like I said, as a president, you have a lot, and especially when all other commitment coming up. So at the end of when all other commitment coming up, and Child Vietnam, what is your priority of Child Vietnam is, for example, the final years. For my own experience, I have business culture trip, I have Child Vietnam present, I have my own final coming up, I have my internship period coming up, and I have my own application to exchange overseas program. So what Child Vietnam will be in your priority list? That's all I want to know. Be honest, be honest.
I mean, like, to you, for now, maybe it's not the first choice
Yes, for now it's not.
because your batch is not that wanted. I mean, yeah. That's what I think. Because, like, when I was in my JC years, and we still like study together every day and met up every day. Because why? Because we are bonded and we.
My batch very bonded.
And we
Go on.
I just want to ask, what's the priority?
Yeah,
1,
it's-
2, or 3?
it's still the first one.
Okay, Linh.
I just want to be honest, and first I want to thank you for really giving us like great advice on what we should think more about whatever we just delivered, because definitely there are things that we haven't really thought that much on it because of the short time, like preparation time. And to answer your question, I believe that my studies and internship still go first, and after that would be CCA commitment. And currently I do not have any other CCA, so yeah, that will come. Child Vietnam will come in.
Okay, sure. To sum it up, let me share my own experience. I took 5 modules during my Child Vietnam term. I need to delay one of my final because I don't have enough time to study. That's just to say what kind of thing you should expect if you want to become a president. Yes.
And probably I can share a bit more on that because to me personally, being a president is really a full-time job. If you ask my exco and any of the other exco, there would be times that the president needs to be the last one who stay up until 1 a.m., 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. right? Just to ensure that the next day something happens. And this will come up very often during your term should you be voted as the president. So please do keep that in mind. And because I understand that we have a lot of plans, right? A lot of things to say, and we have a lot of things to question. But at the end of the day, right, is eventually I think the biggest factor that makes you a good president is your commitment. Because if you have some commitments, right, you have the time to understand the member, you have the time to get more information, you get the time to verify your ideas. So that's really a big commitment issue that you need to think about. And I want you guys to torture yourself to get yourself into something that you don't want, because it doesn't help anyone if 6 months into the job you realize that, oh, this is not something that I want. So if you really want to be the president of Vietnam, take it as a full-time job. Okay? And just some more things that I want to add on, being the president, it would be good if you have your own ideas, so that Child Vietnam year after year, right, there's something new that is going to be carried on subsequently. And because I believe that it's a trend that after Zoom's years, my year, Ha and Ming's, we all have something new to add on to the whole portfolio. We take out something and add on something. And as the position of a president, I hope that you'll be able to do so. Because to be frank, all the events and all the things that you're talking about, right, the rest of the candidates is going to talk about it and is going to do it well. But your job is to look at the big picture and see what we need to do, what we want to do, what news we want to add, and what is the things that we want to take out. Okay? So with that, anyone have any more questions? Yeah, over here.
Yeah, so to be fair, this is not like from my batch where they have new ideas. From the first batch, they have the idea of starting up Child Vietnam, so it's the biggest new idea. And then in the second batch, there's something, and then my batch there's something else. But I agree with Linh that we always try to have something new so that people will find it more exciting to join our events, not just the same old event every year. So just to be fair to other schools. On the point on your commitment, I do agree that there's a lot of commitment, and it's going to be a lot of challenges for you to be president. But I'm sure that for all other members, they have a lot of challenges for themselves as well. So it's not about being a president having so much work, but I think that as long as what Vinh said, being able to share along the whole school is the most important of I think, so that you guys can only share and work together because really you cannot find it alone.
Now, can I ask? Sorry. So just now Linh mentioned that it's good that your members are from different backgrounds like JC or direct. So it's good. I agree that it's good. But you also say that you tend to fight for your ideas. So like from my experience, I feel that the decision making is not very consensus when we reach. So how do you decide on a decision when each of your member have different opinions, and what would you do if they reach a point of conflict? How do you resolve it as a president? Yeah. And it's for Vinh also, if you want to answer. Yeah.
I think when we have different points of view from the exco, right, then we must go back to what our vision is and explain to each other. It's not a game of who wins, who loses, which idea is better, but which will best serve the community. And just slowly we come to our consensus. Yeah. So I think.
Okay, first I need to agree with you that this happens very often, especially when there's a conflict. And the worst thing that happens after following up the conflict is that and sometimes I feel guilty myself. I'm doing it is gossiping to other people. So first, before I even resolve this conflict, I want to stop the chain of going, like someone feeling uncomfortable telling someone else about it, and from within your exco it expands to outside of your exco. So the first step I do is I will talk to them individually, because when people are angry, they just want someone to listen to them. And if the exco member or the president or just anyone in the exco are not there for them, they would spread that anger to other people, and it will make it worse. So after listening to both of the parties have to say, of course, after a while it will there will be certain rationale that why people think of it this way and why do people think of it the other way. There are certain objectives of why are we doing this, and whatever you think, does it align with the objective that we are having? And if it aligns, why not we do it? And after, if we have a common consensus of that, then it's easier to reach a compromise and resolve the problem. Yeah.
Not really a question. Reply. Very friendly reply. I don't doubt your potential. But I think that if you want to be a president, you should speak about controversial things. So let's say just now when you said that your bench is not very important, I don't think you should have said that. I mean, it's one thing to be assertive, and the other thing to be you have to be tactful as well. So I mean, in case that you are voted in as a president, so you should be assertive. That's the way you should do it. But you have to consider other people's perspectives as well, so that you won't hurt anyone's feelings. So I'm not saying that my feelings were hurt. Just
what we do if your members have conflict and they not willing to work with each other?
To add on for his questions, I just want to ask, like, let's say in an event, then I not really an event, but some events, then your exco members like cannot make it for the events for maybe 2 or 3, which means like not only one. So as a president, what will you do? Like you will like, okay, I understand your situation, so I will be in charge of that event for you, or you will like try to push them for the event. I mean, like you will be tied like for family oriented, or you will be like try to push your exco members to work with you during the event. Yeah, so I want to add on this question.
I think
some of the members, not all.
Okay, I think the first thing that I hope my EXCO member will understand is that personal relationship and working relationships are totally two different things. And even if you have personal issue with this person, you shouldn't put your emotion into your working experience. And I think that is very important because most of the time a lot of us are very driven by our emotion. And in order to reach that, I believe that bonding is important. Not just the role of the president who need to talk to everyone, but other EXCO members should be there to support each and every one of us. Yeah. And to address Mary's first question.
Yeah. It's like when your EXCO members not really active, or maybe you can see like you expect them from them more, but then you maybe like feel a little bit disappointed sometimes. I mean like in the event something like that, they don't really appear a lot. And you will try to understand for them for their issues, because like everybody got some kind of commitments, right? So yeah, you will try to understand for them, or you will try to push them, like force them to go for the event, or yeah. So I mean like what's your solution in that?
Okay, from what I have explained in my PowerPoint, actually I divided events and everything into different sections of support, identity, and breakdown of several other smaller sections. And what I actually wanted to do was that each EXCO member can be in charge of one section, and then we let other Child Vietnam members to be involved as well, because it's just like any other club, like not just a small society, but like let's say performing arts club or sports club. Other members also take part in building this community. And let's say one person in EXCO not being able to be there, you will have support from your members, because I don't think EXCO is the one driving the club, but it's the people, the members around. Everyone is driving this club together. Yeah.
But I disagree with you to some extent. I mean, EXCO member should be the one who leads the club, should be the one who gives the direction. If the EXCO member is not doing it, then the whole club is lost. Then we are lost. We don't know where we are going. What we do this for? So, to address one question first, if a EXCO member is not turning up for meetings and is not committed to the club, then I will put myself in his shoe first. What is going wrong? What is going wrong? But if it's a long-term solution, but if it's a short-term, like we need to finish this event first, then the rest of the EXCO will handle it first. Then we see what's going wrong with this guy. And if there's no solution, then I just replace him. Yeah,
So you choose to be like, I understand you.
Because
I will
if we
do
are
it
not
for you,
have
right?
the same belief and the same conviction, there's no point moving together. And yeah, there's a waste of time for us and for that person as well. Yeah. But at first I still see what's going wrong with him first. Yeah. It's not like you are not committing, so I don't want you anymore. But understand the person first. And for your questions, I guess in the long run, I want to explain to them that after everything, it's the friends you make that matters. It's not the event. It's not all the achievement or who is right, who's wrong that matters, but the relationship and the things we did together that matters. Yeah. So they can, after the conflict, they can become closer friends. But in the short run, if we are doing some events, then I will advise them to put all the problem and finish the event first, then we handle the situation.
Any other question for the floor? What qualities do you look for someone to work in your team?
For me, the ideal quality is being selfless. I mean, yeah, it's ambitious. We have so many commitments, but yeah, if a person is being selfless and devoted to this community, then it's very easy to have the same direction. Yeah, and we can work to achieve it together.
issue and they want to work part-time to support themselves, and that is important to them, that is their need. We as a school member, we take care of ourselves first before we want to take care of other people. So selfless, yes, I agree, but to a certain extent, you need to care about yourself as well. And before you care for others, care about yourself first. Yeah.
The candidates also can ask the questions. Yeah, any questions from the candidates? Yeah, because they will, one of them maybe
Sorry, everybody, it's due to time limit. We have to end the Q&A session now. If you still have any more questions.
the que-
Never mind. One last question.
Okay, so one last question.
So, suppose you are a leader, then you have an idea that you have a very strong conviction about. So, but it doesn't fit with the public, So, would you like to let it work out by the community, or would you like try to push it through the
For me, as I mentioned before, I have a very strong belief in what I do. And normally I would think a lot before I actually advocate for certain idea. And first, before I push for it, I would like to understand why people object it. And what is the rationale behind it. If it makes sense, there must be a way for us to reach a compromise. And it's okay if the whole idea that I'm currently having cannot be done, but maybe part of it can still be relevant to the whole community, and I'll push for the part that can be accepted.
For me, because my conviction is being selfless, being putting other people before myself. So I think I will have my I have my conviction from people idea, what best serve the people. So I don't see the way where we have a different in our conviction.
Is it the public doesn't buy what, like they don't think that it really serves the interest of the community, or it doesn't really do what the public is about to do in that situation?
So being an open-minded leader, I will listen why they object the idea first, and see how we can resolve the problem.